What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very special Hero or Zero episode here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Ciara Lawler, and joining as me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how is it going?
I'm good. I am excited to hear why it is a very special Hero or Zero episode.
It's a special week because it's one of my weeks. That's why it's special.
I see, the rivalry's back.
Yeah, got him. So, for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with this rivalry, and if this is your first show, myself, I do DC characters on Hero Zero. Shaun does Marvel characters. We have a bit of a rivalry that we had to fake to get a bit of listenership there a few weeks ago.
That's true. People thought we were friends. We couldn't have that, frankly.
Yeah, and so then because it was like a season finale, we put the rivalry away, but now it's come back strong, and my hatred is as strong as ever. I hate Marvel, especially some of the good movies they do.
And I hate DC, including all of the fabulous, iconic characters that they've created. Worthless to me.
That's a nice little level. That's like I hate them, but they're iconic.
Yeah, but
fuck it.
How dare they be different from my thing?
So Shaun, this is Hero Zero, as we said, where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk about their good points and their bad points, and we just generally give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. And so this week, Shaun, I have chosen a character that has appeared. He appeared in the Flash TV show, but as a villain. But most of the time in the comic books, he is a hero.
Is it the Flash?
It is. Have you seen the Flash TV show?
But from what I understand about the Flash TV show, nobody is faster than the Flash, but then suddenly someone is faster than the Flash.
Every season, somebody just turns up faster than him, and there's the moment where he does a fast thing, and the other person catches his hand or his foot, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not fast enough."
I'm slowing down. I have no idea who you're talking about, by the way. I watched the first season of The Flash, I think.
Okay, so this week we are doing Atom Smasher, Shaun.
Atom Smasher. Okay, sounds sciencey.
Now, Atom Smasher has been cast. Noah Centineo, I think is his name. He is going to be in the Black Adam film, along with Hawkman.
Right.
And so I decided it might be fun, because Black Adam wrapped up this week, and we seen that thing with The Rock, that we talk about a character that will be appearing in that film that a lot of people might not know about.
Okay, that's good, because I know pretty much nothing about Atom Smasher. Comics or otherwise, so I'm excited to hear this.
So, the Atom Smasher's real name is Albert Rothstein, and he was created by Roy Thomas and Jerry Ordway. His first appearance was in All-Star Squadron number 25 in September of 1983. And so, the young Albert first memories was of a pickup game, Shaun. I will say, before we get started, that this character was literally born really to be a hero. His lineage is pretty good. So the young Albert's first memories were of a pickup game. Not a single person wanted him for the game of basketball. Nobody wanted him because he was so small, Shaun.
Can't relate at all.
Albert protests about not being wanted, and it was revealed that during all of this, one of the kids mocks him about the fact that his father is actually dead. And so, you know how kids are. Kids are dickheads.
Kids are mean, yeah. Kids have no bound, they will not pull a punch against you.
And so one of the kids mocks him for this, and it sends Albert into a bit of a rage, and he gets into a fight. And as Albert runs home, he speaks with his mother. Albert tries to get into his room, but he's stopped by his Uncle Al, Shaun. Mr. Al. Now, Al takes him upstairs, and we learn more about Albert's father, who was a pilot in Vietnam before being shot down. And following this conversation with his Uncle Al, Al also reveals to Albert that he is in fact the Golden Age Atom, Shaun. So
what?
Al, his uncle, is the Golden Age Atom.
Like the man who can shrink very small.
The shrink very small. What's this character's name?
Al.
The Atom Smasher. You forget.
Right.
So the last surprise for the young man is that he shall be spending his time with Al at the JSA mansion, which is the Justice Society of America mansion.
That's the fastest induction anyone's ever had to the JSA.
I don't think he's part of like the full team, but I think the idea is that Al sees his nephew getting bullied, and he's like, look, I'm secretly the Atom, I work with the JSA. So now, if anyone doesn't know, the JSA is the Justice Society of America, which is the Justice League before the Justice League existed in comic books.
Yeah. Can I also say, I like, and I hope it comes up later, he's getting bullied for being small, but the Atom is very small.
When he reaches the mansion, he's introduced to different characters: Lita, Hector Hall, and Rick Tyler. And they are all children of the JSA, so they're all heirs of the JSA. And so the idea is that they've brought together all of these young people. And so now what happens is that they're more actually interested in his mother, who works for NASA on the side.
Right.
Which is
just
pretty
as a
cool.
hobby job.
Yeah, and so what happens is that he falls... I was going to say falls in love with the place, but in reality, like, he loves the JSA and he wants to be part of it, but he's like, but I'm so small. What can I do? And Al shows him around and shows him the private gym. And although Albert can't weightlift, Al helps him. But it won't be help that he needed for that long, Shaun, because he keeps on Albert, and throughout the summer he becomes stronger and stronger, and he grows 8 inches over the summer.
Fuck.
And so Dr. Midnight, who's part of the team, then starts speaking about a hunch that he has. And so he calls himself Nuclon now. Nuclon is his first name, which I think is like a play off of the Atom. So he's the Nuclon.
Yeah, nucleus and all that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's called Nuclon at the start. He's only very young now at the time. And what happens is Dr. Midnight has a hunch about what his true origin is. And so he finds out that Al is actually Albert's godfather. And he served and was friends with his dad. He was, however, a foe to his mother's father, as his grandpa turns out to be an old villain from the Golden Age comics known as Cyclotron.
Right.
And Cyclotron was this very old hero who killed his wife from like radiation and actually like really harmed his daughter. Like, he has superpowers. But through them, I think radiation gave him powers, but like killed his wife, and his daughter was damaged as well. So his daughter is Atom Smasher's mother.
Shit.
And so Al thinks that he's just a regular kid, but in fact he's actually the son of like a super-powered radiation gear or villain.
And he's being trained by the Atom.
The Atom. Yes.
Fucking hell. You're born to be like a superhero.
And so he's confused why Terry, his mother, he doesn't have powers, but why the Atom does, which but maybe it just skips a generation. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's in his lineage that this is where his powers come from.
That's wild. And does it play into things at all that like his grandfather was a villain? Like,
it plays a little bit to that and kind of confuses him, especially at the start, because he's like, oh, I want to be a hero so bad because my godfather is Al Pratt, the Golden Age Atom.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't, but now he realises by blood he's actually a villain technically. And so Albert acquired his metahuman powers of super strength and control over his molecular structure, allowing him to alter the size and density of his body from his grandfather.
Just like at will.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. And so this allowed him to fight crime first as Nuclon, and then he changed his name later to the Atom Smasher. Now, he was part of a team that was called Infinity Inc., which was, as I mentioned earlier on, was just all the heirs of the JSA. And they wanted to throw like any heirs in terms of in terms of nieces, nephews, daughters. So anyone who was related to a hero in JSA and had a power, they put them in Infinity Inc.
Right, okay, so it's like a Young Avengers type thing.
Yeah, and so now he was considered a dependable but rather insecure and indecisive superhero while in Infinity Inc. And during his time, he had a mohawk haircut. And so this is all part of he's part of this team of all these kids. And so it turns out that what happened was they're keeping an eye on Albert because he's grown 8 inches. But it turns out, Shaun, he's going to grow an awful lot more than 8 inches.
Oh.
Because Atom Smasher is 7'6" normally.
What? How did his bones keep up?
Because he's superpowered.
7'6".
He can change his molecular structure, Shaun.
Yeah, but he decides to be 7'6" the whole time.
I think that's his regular height. I'm not quite sure on that, but they basically decide to keep eye on him during the summer, and he just keeps growing. And school starts again, and Albert has the courage to face the kids who started the fight with him first time around. The bullies think that Albert is standing on a milk cart and speak about knocking him off because he's standing behind a wall, and they're like, I bet he's standing on a milk cart.
Oh, those bullies are going to get kicked in the teeth.
And so then the bullies come around the corner, and then the minute they see him, they all go running away, and he goes on to play for the high school basketball team. But I'm pretty sure he also, after getting picked last, he now plays for the team.
And also,
but
he's been working out as well, so he's not just super tall, he's super jacked as well.
Oh, he also just has superpowers, super strength.
That'll also do it.
Yeah, and so the best thing about that is that that's only a little small story, but he does actually go off to college as a story and to play basketball. Like, he gets a scholarship. And then halfway through his arc, he's just like, I don't really care about basketball. I just want to be a hero. And so Atom Smasher first appeared in Infinity Inc. #1 when he was trying to join the JSA. And so what happened is then he became a leader of Infinity Inc. But then after Crisis on Infinite Earths, they reformed the Justice League. Yeah. And he was finally allowed... they reformed the JSA, I should say. And he was finally allowed in because he had the power of super strength, like his godfather, the Atom. And so, during the Infinitor's first adventure, so this is Infinity Inc., I don't know why they're called the Infinitors, he's seemingly killed when the ruthless Atom throws a cyclotron at him. It is revealed afterwards that his molecular structure reduced its density and allowed the thing to pass through him. So he's also able to make things... Well, see, this was one of his original powers, that he could let things pass through him, but I think after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, they took that away from him.
Right, okay.
So he's just super strong and can go extra as tall as he wants.
Still a pretty good power set. Can he go small like the Atom, or is it just big?
I think it's both, but he normally goes big. So he's naturally 7'6".
Right.
But he can increase his size whenever he wants. And an increase and decrease his molecular density. With the size also increases his strength. So the bigger he gets, the stronger he is.
That's good, because without it he's like 100 feet tall, but he punches like a quite strong man.
Yeah, and so he's part of the JSA for a good few years, and he's seen as like a strong member. But it all changed when a certain character called Black Adam showed up, Shaun.
The Rock.
And the Rock, Shazam's enemy. And when Captain Marvel's longtime adversary, Black Adam, reformed the JSA. So Black Adam formed his own JSA, the Justice Society of America, because he's kind of like an anti-hero.
Right, yeah. He's not totally good, he's not totally bad.
And Atom Smasher was still part of the team because, I mean, he was one of the leaders at that stage, so Black Adam kept him around. But Black Adam also realised that it was a bit of potential because he's a nice lad and he wants to do good. But Black Adam, he's slick. He's a slick talking guy who kind of is charismatic.
Like
so
The
he
Rock.
can kind of like The Rock, but like he can perfectly cast really. But he can kind of talk this guy around to be on his side in whatever situation he wants.
Right.
And so they develop a bit of a kinship. And Black Adam even once commented that he thought of Atom Smasher as the brother he never had. And encouraged by Black Adam, Atom Smasher grew frustrated with the JSA's moral boundaries.
Oh no, he's being corrupted.
Yeah, and so what happened was a team called Cobra actually killed his mother. She was on a plane and they made the plane crash. And during this time, Atom Smasher actually, there's like a big massive story where Atom Smasher goes back in time and he replaces his mother's body with the body of a villain. So she lives.
Fuck.
And so it's like what he does is really terrible. But also it's like he wouldn't have done that unless Black Adam was like, these moral boundaries, man. Cobra are bastards for killing your mother. So there's a really like magical story where they get the chance to go back in time, and his thing is he goes back to the time where his mother dies on the plane and he replaces her with a villain.
So that's fucked. Like I totally see where he's coming from, but it's not the heroic thing to do. It's like it's a very grey thing that he's after doing there.
Yeah, and so what happened was Cobra blackmailed the authorities. Blackmailed the authorities into granting his release. Okay,
right.
And once Cobra gets released, Albert is obviously pissed off because this is just after his mother dies, and him and Black Adam, promptly quit the JSA, saying that it's not good enough. So Black Adam's in his ear like, you better quit. These guys,
they're holding you back.
They're holding you back, man. You're so much better without them. This is a guy that like would have done anything to join, and all he wants to do is impress like his godfather Al Pratt. But now he's been kind of talked around by Black Adam.
That's fucked. That's really sad that he's really being taken advantage of.
And so shortly thereafter, the unlikely duo actually settled each other's personal scores. And so by that I mean Black Adam killed Cobra.
Oh.
And Atom Smasher killed the dictatorial?
Dictatorial?
How am I going to say this? That's the one. President of Kandak, Adam's home country. So he kills the president in Black Adam's country that he's not allowed back into, and Black Adam kills Cobra. And so they kill each other's biggest enemy.
Right, so they solve the problems, and they're both delighted, but it's also, you're not allowed to just kill presidents whenever you want.
So Atom Smasher helped lead our team of rogue metahumans, including some of his Infinity Inc. former teammates, and invaded the country and overthrew its oppressive regime. Atom Smasher initially fought against his JSA teammates because they all turned up and are like, Black Adam is just using you to get power, you idiot. And he's like, nah, me and him are brothers.
Yeah.
We're brothers till the end.
He'd do anything for me and I'd do anything for him.
So Black Adam is now the leader of this country. Like he's just killed everyone until he's the president.
So he's the only one left.
Yeah. And so Atom Smasher, as I said, he initially dislikes his JSA teammates turning up, before deciding instead to help forge an uneasy truce. And so the truce that he comes up with is because he doesn't want to fight Black Adam, but he also doesn't want to fight the JSA. So he's like, Black Adam and his compatriots could remain in power in that country so long as they never left the country.
Oh, so it's like, alright, you got what you wanted, now you're stuck there forever.
Yeah, and so what happened was Atom Smasher actually remained with him there in the country. He never went back with them. And so he stuck with his best pal, Black Adam, who's now the president. And he's the second in command. It's pretty cool stuff.
Pretty sweet setup, alright. But I don't think it's going to last forever, Connor.
And so what happened was, during this time, he starts to begin questioning Black Adam's motives. Maybe this guy isn't everything that it's cracked up to. Like, he's nice, but he goes off the edge quite a lot.
Yeah, he's very much a wild card, and maybe doesn't have my best interests at heart.
But the thing is, they're still friends, because what happens is Albert's actually killed when he's fighting against another hero called the Spectre at one stage, but Black Adam revives him using his lightning. And so when he revives him, he brings him back to the JSA headquarters, like his body, and leaves him there. And he's just like, okay, I've saved him, but he's better off here, because like, I've done my bit.
Yeah.
And so he's put on trial when he goes back to the JSA. They're kind of like, you used to be one of us, you betrayed us, and you went off with Black Adam, and he's evil.
You fucked up.
And he actually pleaded guilty to all charges, saying like, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, I acknowledge I did wrong.
And whilst he was in jail, he was approached by the founder of the Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller. And so Waller recruits Albert as part of a new group of covert operatives using the name the Suicide Squad. Aware of Al's history with Black Adam, the first thing she did was she sent the squad to San Francisco to sanction Black Adam.
Oh no.
There the squad fought not only Black Adam, but the Black Marvel family members, Isis, Osiris, and Sobek. So Black Adam has like his own family as well. Yeah. Despite his prodigious strength, Albert lost the fight against his old colleague, because obviously Black Adam is a god. So,
yes, he has his powers of many gods in him.
Many gods. So, I mean, it's a bit unfair. Even no matter how strong you are, even if you grow to like 300 feet, I think he's still probably stronger. So Albert lost the fight, as I said, against his old colleague. And when Black Adam went on a rampage, following the death of the other Black family members, Albert went back to the JSA, and he's like, Black Adam's gone mad, we need to stop him. And they're like, we don't know how, you fucking teamed up with him until he got super powerful. Yeah. And he's like, we need to stop him. And so they track down Black Adam to an island. And after finding him, Albert actually says, let's not fight him. I'm going to talk to him.
Oh.
I'm going to try and talk this guy around.
And do the Justice Society agree to this?
I mean, they realise Black Adam he's on a rampage, he's angry. There's only none of them will be able to beat him in a fight if he's angry and he's a god. So we can go heads in, or we can resolve this without any violence.
We can at least try and talk it out.
Yeah, and so they send in Atom Smasher, and Albert tries to reason with his old comrade, but never refuses to condemn him in any way, not believing him guilty of any of his crimes, which include genocide from his rampage.
All right.
Because he's very mad, he kills a whole bunch of people.
You could call that genocide.
However, he was dismayed that Adam admitted his actions and returned to his path of vengeance, dubbed World War III. And so, following the conflict, Albert continued to work with the JSA in search for Black Adam, who was intent on resurrecting his family at this point. And so Albert personally confronts Black Adam and brings him Isis's remains, and actually persuades him, and unsuccessfully tries to persuade his friend to go into hiding. Okay?
Fuck.
So he's tried twice, and both times Black Adam's like, nah, fuck you, I'm going to keep doing genocide. Repeatedly.
Please, and he's like, please just stop and hide for 5 minutes.
But he has because there's an interesting thing is that Atom Smasher is racked with guilt, because he's like, I've set him on this path.
Yeah.
If I had just stayed with the JSA, none of this would have happened. So he's like trying extra hard to get what he thinks is his best pal and his brother to stop killing people.
You'd think it's a simple ask, but no.
It is, but no. And so Albert formally returned to the JSA, asking the team for a second chance and honouring the memory of Al Pratt, despite some of their sceptical members. Regardless, Albert joined the JSA in tracking the recently repowered Black Adam, who, along with his resurrected wife, stole Captain Marvel's powers and his throne. So,
right. Glad he got all that
Adam,
sorted out.
He's at his most powerful. Like, he cannot be stopped. No, Captain Marvel lost. Everybody's lost to this guy. He's going to destroy everything because he can.
But you have a man who can grow big and punch hard.
The two finally meet up for a third and final time. And Adam Smasher's like, I'm not giving up. He's kind of gotten back with the JSA, so he's now like in a much better place.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's now more in the zone. And so he joins back up, and the two of them don't fight, showing that their relationship is a bit more amicable. And so they actually they walk into a diner together, and they sit down together in the diner.
Cool.
And ultimately, Albert proved his valour as a worthy member of the JSA, in which he convinced Black Adam to giving up his powers and reviving the wizard Shazam and ending the threat of the Black Marvel family. And so Atom Smasher saved the whole universe by just talking to Black Adam until he stopped.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, which is, for a character whose whole power is grows big and punches hard, is pretty great.
He's just like saved billions.
Yeah, just by talking to Black Adam, because Black Adam's done so many genocides when he's been mad.
Yeah,
and he killed Captain Marvel. Well, he took all of Captain Marvel's powers, I should say, so he defeated him.
Yeah, but he talked to his friend, and his friend was like, no, come on.
And the two of them in the diner together, they don't fight, they just talk. Like, Adam Smasher's not going to fight him. He's just continuously like, you're better than this, man. We were brothers in the JSA. Do you remember?
Don't you remember when we were good? Well, kinda. I was good. I'm good again.
I'm good again, I suppose, technically. So, powers and abilities. He's got atomic dispersal. As a result of exposure to uncontrolled thorium radiation, the Atom Smasher's mass has become unstable. He can increase his size, allowing him to grow up to 28 feet tall. At this height, he's resistant to all attacks from normal-sized people. With atomic dispersal, he increases the distance between his own atoms, thus increasing his overall size. So, however, his mass increased power counteracts these effects to a point. So, the bigger he gets, the stronger he becomes.
Right.
But at some certain point, he can stop. He has to stop being growing.
He has like a
basically.
threshold of it, basically.
Yeah. So Al can increase his body's mass. His weight is multiplied by his height. Of course, as he weighs more, he has a greater effect on the environment. Which is interesting. So he's got superhuman strength, obviously. He's got enhanced stamina, enhanced speed, superhuman endurability. So while in gigantic form, Atom Smasher can easily survive blows from super strong foes and is completely unfazed by machine gun fire.
Wow.
He used to have intangibility as well, where he could make things go through him, but they took that away because it was too powerful.
Yeah, that's a very like Flash thing as well. It's like you vibrate your molecules and you can't be hit and all this.
I mean, that's the Flash. Classic Flash.
It's classic Flash. So for this guy, it made sense, but it's also kind of more interesting if he just takes the hit, basically.
In terms of abilities, he's an expert pilot, so like he was always the pilot of the JSA's jet. He's multilingual. He's got athletics because he's so good at basketball.
Loves it. 3 points.
And his weaknesses are power limitation. Increasing his size beyond his optimal limitations causes Al great physical discomfort. So after a certain point, he has to stop otherwise it starts hurting him.
That's fair. But I also like it's not like, he immediately passes out once he goes beyond a certain point. It's like, because that lets the writer then, if there's a situation where he needs to grow to 50 feet tall, then he can do it, but he'll be very, very hurt by it.
Now, the interesting thing is that you get mixed messages on his powers. I think it changes per comic book, so sometimes it hurts him, sometimes he can grow to like 20 feet, but there's actually other panels that they say that he has unlimited length that he can go to. That
Oh.
he can grow over like multiple, like 400 feet tall if he wanted to.
Wow. Maybe it's like
Yeah,
a mental
so-
thing in his head that he just limits himself.
It might be, once it starts hurting, he limits himself. But logically, he could just keep going if he could withstand it.
That's ridiculous. Just get as big as Galactus and just start eating planets.
And he can alter his mass, as I said. So he can reduce or increase his mass to make his blows hit with even more force. So,
So he can put all of his mass into his fist.
Yeah, and hit you.
I love that kind of stuff. And presumably he does that on the fly as he's fighting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Left, right.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Because it just means that your fist is essentially like concrete hitting someone.
And imagine, like, you're 100 feet tall, putting extra molecules into your fist. Like, he's unstoppable.
Fist bump. Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's dead.
Timmy never stood a chance.
And I think that's just part of it, that, like, his uncle is technically not his uncle, but Al Pratt.
Yeah.
The Atom. Like, he can go super small. Atom Smasher can go as tall as he wants.
That's very cool. I knew nothing about this character. I'm excited to see how he shows up in Black Adam as well.
I suppose they would go along. That's why I included the Black Adam story, because I think they're probably going to do something like Black Adam is... I don't know if Black Adam can be evil in this, so he'll probably just be like a guy... Atom Smasher will be hero all the time, and he's like, you don't have to be a hero all the time. We can chill, like...
Like, we watch Black Adam, like, corrupt him maybe a bit over the course of the film and things like that.
But then again, I think The Rock is going to play him as a hero. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. That's a shit thing to say in, like, a speculation segment. But, I think it'll be interesting either way they do it. Whether they play The Rock as kind of a villain or whether they make Black Adam solely a good guy.
I think he'll be a good guy. I don't think The Rock can play bad.
What about...
Because if The Rock is then going to be in Captain Marvel, like, who are you supporting?
Yeah, I get... Because even when The Rock was, like, a bad guy in wrestling, people loved him.
Like, he's just too charismatic. Like, you see The Rock, you're just like, fuck it. He's a rogue. Love him.
But him versus, like, Zachary Levi in, like, a charisma competition. And I'm nothing against Zachary Levi, but, like, it's hard to go up against The Rock on that one.
I mean, The Rock beats everybody. So what can you do? Like, he's going to get the one-liners. Vin Diesel hates that, but he's going to get the one-liners.
The Rock is... Yeah, he's going to be the one in the trailer the most.
Yes, absolutely. So that is my report on Atom Smasher, a character that we will be seeing probably next year. Make his film debut.
Yeah, silver screen. Love it. That's really cool. Thank you for that report, Connor. Even though it was about a shit DC character.
The whole report. Wow, interesting. Wow, that's pretty cool. He's shit.
But you were right at the start, Connor. It was a very special episode.
Yes.
Would you like me to take us out?
Yes, please.
Thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We'll be back Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon, helps us keep these episodes coming out 3 times a week. You're all absolute legends. If you want to join the Patreon crew over there, there's a link in the description, or it's Heroes for Hire podcast. No, shit, it's been so long since I messed up the link.
Oh my God.
Patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Now, we are at Heroes for Hire Pod on Twitter. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook, Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram, Heroes for Hire Podcast. Or you can email us, heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But the best way you can help the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun.
I will see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.